Hi besties, welcome back to my channel. Or welcome in if you're new. Today I'm going to be playing in The Sims 4 and I'm going to completely transform Newcrest into a town full of my favourite fictional characters. To start, I'll be making a dormitory for Monster High characters. Obviously this kind of concept has been done before on YouTube. I'm not reinventing the wheel. But speaking of, here's the wheel that I'll be using to determine which characters I'm going to be adding into the dorms. Now, not every single Monster High character is on here, but I do have a fair amount of them on here, so I think we'll be fine. Like I said, this kind of challenge has been done plenty of times before, but I feel like I stand out from everyone else because I've noticed a lot of the people who do a challenge like this, where they do Monster High characters or Ever After High or insert a group of characters here, they usually don't actually know that much about the lore behind the stuff that they're creating for. Yeah, we don't have that issue over here. I don't know about any yous, but Monster High was kind of an autistic special interest for me, and so was Ever After High, so we're having a good time over here. So here we have a blank Newcrest, and we're going to be starting with the Virus Acres lot. This is a 40 by 30 lot, and I'm going to be honest, when it comes to building, I'm so good. So we're going to jump on into the gallery, and we're going to try and find a dorm shell, if possible, to add to this lot. Yeah, we really don't have that much choice here, so we might have to work with a different size lot. I'm gonna be going with the Canal Street dorms by VX to Vita. The lot size is 20 by 15, but obviously because we are working with a bigger lot, this is still gonna work. This is gonna place still. But I think overall this is fine. I don't think we've messed up or anything like that. But then again, now that I'm thinking of it, we should actually probably move this to a smaller lot and use this for something else. We're gonna go all the way back here into the comfy cubby, and we're gonna try and use this lot instead. But this is what we are working with. I don't mind that it is sort of facing this way. I'm sorry to anyone who is gonna be a bit annoyed by this. While we're here, I might actually just turn this into a extra pathway. This might hurt people's brains, but I'm really not that fussed when it comes to this kind of stuff, so I do apologize in advance if it hurts your brain. Okay, so just a quick overview of what we're working with. We've got 2 bathrooms down here. We also have this little sunken bit right here, which I think is really cool. We might turn this into some kind of lounge room. Over here, we've got another big space. Probably gonna put a kitchen in here, something like that. And then we've got another big sort of area here. Might turn this into sort of like a communal study area. So next up, it looks like these staircases are stacked on top of each other, and we've got these 2 hallways here, and we've got 4 spots for bathrooms, and we've got 4 separate dorms as well. It's exactly the same on this next floor up, so easy to work with. Okay, so the first character that we are going to be adding into these dorms is Twyla. Now, for each character, instead of just jumping straight into it and assuming you know everything about them, I am going to give sort of a general overview. In saying that though, I'm not looking at any of the Monster High wiki by any means. This is all purely shit that's come from my brain. This is everything I remember from being a teenager, basically. So, from what we know about Twyla, she is the daughter of the boogeyman. Very crazy, very scary, I know. But basically her whole shtick is that she is essentially made of shadows, I'm pretty sure. Or at least she can travel through shadows, basically. So Twyla's color scheme is sort of this like minty green sort of color, a bit of like a seafoamy green, I guess, and a lavender color. And then on top of that as well, there's a lot of dark shadows as well. So I want to try and give her more of a dark room compared to everyone else. I am going to have a little picture of her up on the side, so that's Twyla over there. That's my bestie, that's my pal. It was pretty cool when Twyla came in because it felt like Monster High was delving more into their poppy and brightly coloured sort of things, and it was stepping away from the more gothic aesthetics that they established really early on. What I'm looking for here is I'm really liking this sort of green tinge that's over this wood, where it kind of looks slightly rotted in the most chic way possible. It's just a little bit off, and I think that would be good for Twyla. Twyla is basically the epitome of like a pastel goth, so being able to find that balance is actually going to be quite difficult, I think. So I used the wallpapers from the Love Struck pack, so this really pretty floral one and then the matching plain wallpaper as well, just because these flowers go perfectly with the color scheme for Twyla, and it still has that sort of gothic element of just, it's black, therefore goth. I'll be honest though, I don't know how I feel about this trim that we have on the bottom. It is sort of giving me the ick just a little bit, but I think once we add everything else in, we should be fine. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna take out the lights in here, because again, Twyla works very well in the shadows. She's much more of a shadow-esque kind of creature, if you will. So having a really well-lit room is actually so awful for her, and I don't want to do that to her. In saying that though, I really like this, but I don't know if I can use that for Twyla. We'll see. This canopy light from high school years is probably going to come in clutch for most of this build, because I feel like everyone in Monster High would be able to appreciate this kind of thing. Okay, I'm looking at this can fringe lamp from Lovestruck, and I really like the color on here, and as well, I don't know if you can tell, but it's more of like a spotlight effect rather than a fully lit effect in the room, and I think that would be better for Twyla in the long run. I also want to add in some nice curtains just to make sure that we get little to no natural light in here. I should mention as well, within the lore of Monster High, Twyla is seen to be the best friend of Howleen Wolf, and she doesn't really seem to have many other friends besides Howleen. Twyla is quite a shy character overall, so she really doesn't have a lot of friends, and the friends that she does have, she's got maybe one or two, mainly just Howleen, and she just kind of sticks with them. Which in a franchise like Monster High, it's really refreshing to see characters that are shy and aren't super excited to be friends with every single person that they come across. It's just little things like that, little details about characters where it's like, hey, not every single character in this show wants to be friends with every single other character. It definitely was that kind of thing where, hey, if you're a shy little kid, it's okay. You don't have to be friends with everyone. You can just have one or two really close friends, and that's okay. I just realized that we don't actually have any doors anywhere. I think I'm gonna go with this door from Get Famous. Okay, for a bed for Twyla, I think I have one in mind actually, where we've got this kind of look, but I'm still not sure. I don't know if I am sold on this one for Twyla. Okay, I think I'm going to use this bed from the high school years pack. Because this is so pastel and the rest of the room is quite dark, I think I'm going to do more pastel kind of furniture and then add sort of the more gothic stuff in the clutter, in the decorations and things like that. Now, I can't fully remember if Twyla also is sort of similar to a vampire where she can't be seen in a mirror, but I'm pretty sure there's something about Twyla and mirrors. I can't remember though. So if anyone knows if Twyla's got a weird thing about mirrors, please let me know in the comments. If not, don't even worry about it. Pretend I didn't say anything. I do kind of want to use this one, but I don't think that a LED mirror is really Twyla's thing. I don't mind this sort of item at all. I just feel like it is going to take up a lot of the space in the room. So we're not going to have a lot of space for a dresser or anything like that. Okay, I really like this one. It's kind of got this effect on it where we've got this ombre sort of thing going. We've got this gradient, which is very much her. She has a gradient in her skin, I'm pretty sure, where she's like, I can't remember if her skin's purple or green, or if she's just got grey. I think she might just have grey skin and it just sort of fades into shadows. Insanely cool for character design, but also it's got that gradient. I want to add that gradient somewhere in here, and I think that's the perfect spot. Okay, the high school years pack is coming in clutch with Twyla's room. I'm going to use this one right here. Again, we've got this sort of gradient going on, and I'm just going to put it right here under the bed, but I'm going to turn it around so we can get more of that purple in here. Okay, I think I'm going to go with this purple one right here because I've been looking through these rugs for ages, and these are the best that I've got for Twyla. So now I think I'm just going to add in some extra clutter and things like that, and then I will show you once I am done. Alright, so this is what I came up with. I don't know why, but I feel like there was at some point within the Monster High lore that Twyla likes painting. I could be way off with that. It could have been just like the tiniest little detail, like, oh, she was in art class or something like that. And my brain's gone, yeah, she likes painting. So I've put an easel in here for her. I got some paint splatter down here. I decided to add this canopy from the Lovestruck pack on top of the bed, just because I was like, this is way too bright for her. This is too much. So I wanted to add the canopy on. I add some extra details here and there. I got more plants in here. I did add some extra lights, even though I said I didn't want to. I just thought they look cute. I want the little star lights. I think they look cute. So I've got artwork and everything like on this wall, and then I've also got these cubed wall display. They are the perfect color for Twyla's area. So I've got a little wall plant here, and then I've just got some clutter in here and another candle. I am pretty happy with how it turned out. It's got a lot of personality, and I think that that's going to be the main theme as we go through this. Every single room is going to have a very specific sort of style and very specific color scheme, and overall it's going to be very much like you can tell which character it's meant to be for. At least I hope. At least that's the goal. That is Twyla's room all done. And now let's move on to who's going to be in this room right here. Actually, before I do, I'm just going to quickly create a bathroom for Twyla. This is just the bathroom, very quick, very easy, just whatever. Still very Twyla though. Okay, now let's move on to our next character. And I just realized I didn't even include my favorite character of all time and the character that literally inspired me to do this. Who am I forgetting? C.A. Cupid. Are you kidding, Kaylee? Come on. Anyways, let's roll this, see who we get. Viperine Gorgon. Okay, so Viperine is actually the second Gorgon that we get introduced to throughout Monster High. At first it's just Deuce Gorgon. He's like, sup, I'm a dude, I turn people to stone. And then we get Viperine, and we actually get a bit more depth of what a Gorgon actually is. Kind of, a little bit. Not a lot, just a little. But basically she is part snake, part human. Viperine doesn't actually go to Monster High. She is a makeup artist that works on a set at a movie that they go to. I might be wrong with the lore. I cannot stress enough. This is all coming from the top of my head. So if I get stuff wrong, please don't hate me. But Viperine's color scheme is very different from Twyla's. She is very much into the pastels, and she's not trying to go into that gothic kind of aspect at all. It is purely just pastels. She's got the pinks, she's got the yellows. I'm pretty sure that's it. She's our pink and yellow girly, and I love that for her. I wouldn't mind using this wallpaper from Lovestruck. I think it's really pretty. I think that sort of goes with her aesthetic very easily. I am, however, going to change the color of these windows just because they're kind of an eyesore. I think I'll go with that. We've got a little bit of yellow in here. I actually kind of like how the flooring looks in here, so I might keep it as is. And for the bed and everything like that, it's going to be really easy for us to find just because she is literally just a pink girly. Okay, no, I instantly find something that would work. I think I'm going to just stick with this sort of theme, the high school years pack. Now, because she is a makeup artist, I definitely want to have some kind of vanity in here. I absolutely adore this vanity, and this works perfectly for Viperine. I really like this chair, but it's off with the color scheme. I need it to fit the color scheme. We're looking for pink and gold. I wouldn't mind that. It's so dramatic, but I kind of love it. Viperine, I feel like, was Mattel's way of sort of dipping their feet into what can we do with something with a more lighter aesthetic. And obviously that was around the time that we got introduced to Ever After High. So is Viperine Gorgon the gateway to Ever After High? Maybe, I would assume so. I do feel kind of bad because this has become such an easy thing for me to do. Viperine's so easy to make a room for. Like, there was barely any thought behind any of this. For Twyla, it took me ages. It took me almost an hour to do Twyla's room, and now I'm sitting here doing Viperine's within like 5 minutes. I feel bad. But maybe I shouldn't feel bad. Maybe she's just got an aesthetic about her that makes sense, that works, and she's like, cool, I know what I am, I know what I want. It all just comes together so easily because she's a baddie, and we love this. Okay, I might go in with some curtains. That might help us a little bit. I don't mind this. It does break up the pink a little bit, which I don't mind, and it adds a bit of greenery into the room. Any excuse to use the Blooming Rooms curtain, I'm gonna take. So here we are. I'm just gonna take these pre-done lights out, and I'm gonna add some new ones in. Okay, again, the high school pack, it's kind of goated. It doesn't give us a lot of light though, so I think we're gonna have to go in with a couple of lamps as well. Do snakes like salt lamps? I don't know, but they do now. There's really not a lot of lighting happening in here, but I don't want to add so much that it's like overbearing. I'm gonna add this ring light to the corner of this room, and just so I can have it sort of sitting right here. That way she's got good lighting, and I might add a second one as well. She will be our influencer girly, our makeup guru influencer girly, so she's got great lighting right here. Okay, I put these two artworks from Vintage Glamour on the walls. That is Viperine's bedroom done. The only issue that I'm going to run into now is that there's no way for her to get into the bathroom unless I put a door right there. So hopefully that works. And let's just get her bathroom done. I reckon we're going to do a fun little transition of like, ta-da, bathroom done. I love Viperine. She's so girly. In a world full of Monster High, she is Ever After High. I love how different these two spaces are. This is what I wanted. This is the kind of dichotomy I wanted. Okay, next up, we've got these two dorms over here. Let's spin this wheel and see who we get next. Frankie! Okay, Frankie doesn't really need that much of an introduction. They're basically the face of Monster High. I saw something recently. Someone said that Frankie is like the Tori Vega of Monster High, and I was like, shit. You're kind of right though. Frankie is our main character, and as we progress through the entire lore of Monster High, we kind of follow Frankie through its entirety. Frankie starts off as the new ghoul in school, as they say. And basically Frankie's just a couple days old because they were created out of body parts. They're a Frankenstein monster. I don't know if they are the child of Frankenstein's monster, or if they are just another monster that Dr. Frankenstein created. Regardless, we thank Mary Shelley for the divulgence of, I'm gonna write this sci-fi novel about the way that society treats people and how it in itself, society is the monster, not the monster itself. And then obviously Butterfly Effect, and now we've got Frankie Stein, one of the best they-them representations we've got. Frankie not conforming to any gender, at least now in the new gen, makes so much sense because Frankie's made up of other people's body parts. Like, there's gonna be some crossover there, you know what I mean? That can't all just be female parts. Anyways, I digress. Let's create a fun room for Frankie. So Frankie's whole thing is that basically friendship is magic. Sound familiar? It's the same as any other main character from any show ever. So Frankie's whole color scheme is that obviously they have green skin, and obviously they got stitches everywhere because they've been stitched together, and it's rotting flesh basically. They also have very distinct black and white striped hair. Another aspect of Frankie is that they are quite, I don't want to say they're attracted to electricity, but there's a lot of electricity going on. Frankie doesn't have a bed. Frankie charges, has a charging station. Similar to Laguna. Wait. We had reptile. Wait. I feel like it's so awful to do this. Like, I'm gonna put you in a room with your skin on the walls, but like, we have to. I'm sorry, babe. I have to. I kind of want to go with this glowing wall for Frankie. I kind of want to go nuts with Frankie. I don't know why. Okay, actually, this, I would never use this for anyone's room ever. But for Frankie, this works. And I am going to go back in and put this back on as well. This sort of industrial looking metal sheets is so Frankie. Well, let's change that flooring though. I mean, you can kind of do anything in this game, so I might straight up use this kind of flooring for Frankie. It's okay, it'll be broken up by rugs, everything will be fine. Speaking of covering things up, I think we're gonna put in our curtains first, and then we'll see what we can do furniture-wise. I should say as well, Frankie's whole style is a lot more black and white, more than anything else. You can sort of mix and match them to any sort of style. Okay, I kind of like these ones from Paranormal. I think they're fun, I think they're cool. Frankie would have some just like oddities here and there. Definitely someone who's going to collect a lot of stuff just because they think it looks cool. Frankie's the kind of character that I feel like would have a rock collection. Do we put Frankie in a pod? We probably shouldn't. And no, I feel like Frankie deserves an actual bed, but I thought about it. I thought about putting Frankie in a pod, but no. I really want to center this at the windows, but I feel like it's not actually going to be able to be used if I do that. So I am going to have to put it off center just so a sim can come around and actually use the bed. I think that's the bed I'm gonna go with. I'm really just gonna go for like black and white for this whole room. Black, white, and silver for this whole room except for this wall right here. For Frankie, I definitely want to add in one of these neon light mirrors. I do remember that there's an outfit that Frankie wears at some points where it is pink and blue, so I do kind of want to add this one in, but then at the same time I'm like, okay, but it doesn't match the wall that we've got back here. I'm still tossing up whether or not this is going to stay, also tossing up whether or not that wall is going to change as well, because then this rug as well, that sort of gives more Frankie as well. So I think I might actually change this wall to a different color. Okay, I think I'm going to go with this blue where it sort of matches a little bit. It's sort of the in-between of the blue that's on here and the blue here, and I think I'm okay with that. I think we're okay with this for now. I think I'm gonna go with this wardrobe as well, so it's a bit open so we can see a bit more. And I have decided I'm actually gonna get rid of this rug and I'm gonna replace it with something else. And again, I really don't know how I feel about the color scheme that I've gone with. It's really hurting my brain. Wait, that's perfect. Oh my god. Okay, I'm okay with the color scheme now. See, I feel like I could go with this one right here. I'm kind of loving this now. I'm kind of loving Frankie's room now. I wasn't really feeling it before, but now I'm like, yeah, this is cool. We need to add in, where is the neon light that's got the lightning bolt? Frankie's whole thing is like electricity and being able to be charged up, basically. So lightning bolts and everything like that is very Frankie coded. And then just find some other things to sort of clutter up the walls a bit. Obviously you don't really see the walls that much because I don't play with my walls up most of the time, so you aren't really gonna see these at all, but it's like, it's nice to know that it's there, you know what I mean? Frankie is also a very innocent kind of character. Realistically are sort of into anything that their friends are into, and their whole thing is that they want to understand people and they want to have friends and just, they want a lot of people around them. They're fascinated by people, and I think that that's really cute. Okay, I think the next thing I'm gonna do is maybe, I've got to find a spot to add shelving, I think. Also, I just realized there is literally no way for Frankie to get into the bathroom. So I am gonna do this little turnaround, which I don't like to do. There was a point in time where on like TikTok or something, someone was talking about the feng shui of a room. Having a mirror face your bed is really bad feng shui and invites demons to crawl out of it while you sleep. Ever since then, I cannot have a mirror facing my bed, otherwise I can't sleep at night. Do I believe in demons and ghouls and shit? Not really. Am I gonna take my chances and allow myself to potentially get eaten by a monster at night? No, I would much rather be safe than sorry. That's all I'm gonna say. I kind of want to go nuts with Frankie's bathroom and just, I'm putting very clearly cobblestone, just like pebbles on the ground. I would assume that it's not actually just stray pebbles in real life. Actually, wait a second. I really like the tiles. Just fully, everything is exactly the same. It's gonna hurt my eyes so badly. But hey, they already don't work, so I may as well just keep going. I'm gonna be taking the industrial looking kitchen stuff and putting that in here. I'm gonna do this a similar sort of layout to Twyla's bathroom. I'm actually gonna put in the talking toilet just because I feel like technology wise Frankie would have a lot of weird stuff. It's very, very much a Frankie thing to do. Let's get a rug in here as well because these tiles with the grid, oh my gosh, my eyeballs, I cannot handle it. Okay, I think I'm gonna use this rug that I ignored before for in here, just so we can add a little bit of that pink in here, because Frankie does love the color pink. I do know this. Can't remember if that's me knowing it or if that was just like my own bit of lore that I added in when I was younger. Who knows? Just because Frankie's got bolts on their neck. So this kind of goes with that, but we definitely do need a plant in here as well. Nothing that's too big, but nothing that's too tiny either. I want to go with this one because it's a little hedgehog. I feel like Frankie would appreciate a little hedgehog. And I think just to finish it off, I'm going to put a little basket for their stuff to go in. I think that's the bathroom done. There's a lot of squares in this whole thing. Frankie likes squares, that's my new headcanon. Okay, now let's move on to this next one. Let's see who we spin. Who do we get? Who's gonna be across from Frankie? Skeleta! Okay, so Skeleta's whole thing is that she is one of the sugar skull skeletons from the Mexican holiday Day of the Dead sort of celebrations. Which the second I saw her as a character, I was like, oh my god, I love her. I've always loved the Mexican Day of the Dead holiday. I don't know why. I'm a white girl from Australia. Why does it matter to me? I don't know. Maybe because it was in Beverly Hills, Chihuahua, and I really loved that movie as a kid, and I would see the whole thing and I'd be like, that's cool. Sugar skulls are cool. The Sims really likes that holiday as well, so we do have some stuff that we can actually use, I think. I'm pretty sure. Anyways, Skeleta's whole thing is that she is a fashion designer. She moved from her home in Mexico to Paris. Sorry, she moved to Scaris, because that's what they call Paris in the Monster High lore. But basically she wants to be a fashion designer, so she's a fashion student and she tries to use her culture into her designs and everything like that. So she's very much into her culture, very much into fashion, very much one of my favorite characters. And just design wise, cool as hell. I feel like we could have had more skeletons join Monster High, but we didn't. And I'm mad about that. Anyways, let's get to decorating her room, shall we? I definitely want to dip more into the red that we can get from her. I don't want to be too on the nose with the red. She has a lot of different colors within her design. Her hair's got orange in it, so we could go with that. I do really like this. Did just say I don't really want to go for the red, but look at that. That's like perfect for this room. Okay, I'm gonna go with that. I kind of like the idea of using tiles in these rooms. I don't know why I've done it for 2 rooms now, but the tiles kind of go hard. And that it's giving like the designs you see on the sugar skulls, like around the eyes. You've got the petals and everything like that. I think that that's really cool. I think that works. Now, I definitely want these sort of dresses, wardrobe situation to be quite a lot because it is for Skeleta and she does have a lot of clothes. She designs a lot. So I definitely want to have some kind of focus on here. See, I don't really want to stick to the theme that I've already got on the walls. I kind of want to just go super out there and create something completely different. Oh, but vintage glamour again. Vintage glamour has been used a lot in this video, so I do want to be careful. But I think what I might do here is actually sort of clip these together so we have sort of a built-in sort of wardrobe moment happening here. I don't know how I feel about this yet. I'm gonna stick with it for now. Some of these shelves that we can use to probably create a pretty decent looking— no, it's a different color, white, never mind. I thought that was gonna look really cool. No. Wait, we have to put this in here. Okay, that one's a no-brainer. That one's staying. I just want to do Skeleta justice. That's all I want. I feel like I'm going to be second-guessing this entire room. There's no way I'm going to be able to just sit here and go, yes, this is a decision I've made. I am going to stick with it. I really just need to find something that can hang this stuff on it. Okay, I might use this. That I don't mind. That I'm okay with. The lore is all up here, so it could be completely different stuff, but I'm pretty sure Skeleta's whole thing is that she lived with her grandma. So that's why I'm thinking I want something that's got like hand-me-down kind of stuff, but I can't actually remember fully. Again, anyone who is much more in tune with the Monster High lore and is up to date, please let me know down below anything that I've missed or anything that I need updates on. Let me know because I am so out of the loop nowadays. Okay, I've just seen this bed and I kind of love it, but I am gonna have to move things around. Again, I really just want to have this as like a centerpiece, but I can't. That I definitely need a rug in here because I love the tiles, but they're getting a bit much right now, I won't lie. I've just seen this little stack of rugs from the laundry kit and I think that that kind of works perfectly. I have had to size them down, but I think that that works perfectly for this space. For a bedside table, I again am tossing up so many different options of what it could be because I want this to be perfect because I love Skeleta. I am overthinking so much. Oh my gosh. Can you tell she was one of my favorite characters? Okay, no, this is actually really cool. I love that. Wait, that's perfect. Okay. I feel like Skeleta's room is kind of all over the place. I think I am forever going to be tossing back and forth every little detail of this room until I hate it. What else would I do? Be happy with the choices I make? Pfft. No. Why would I do that when I could just make life harder for myself constantly? That looks horrendous. No, that is not, this is not the space for that. Oh no. The lace on there looks like sugar skull type things. This works for me. The bed is really messing with me and this gray carpet, I think it's the carpet. I think the carpet was the issue. Is there a different swatch that might look a bit better? Okay, I think I want to go with that one instead. This is much more what I was wanting. I think we're gonna go with that, where we've got a little bit of color here and there, but it's really not the centerpiece of the room. Dang it, I'm stressing myself out way too much. This is literally a fictional character. It's their bedroom on The Sims. Like, this doesn't determine anything about me as a person at all. Literally not that big of a deal. I definitely want to add in a more ornate mirror. I kind of want to go with this one that we had in the other rooms. Maybe I should go with a different color. Maybe add the yellow back in here. That way it's not facing the bed, that way the demons don't come out and get you. I'm telling you, that changed the way I thought about life completely. I just realized in order to get the sugar skulls onto this shelf here, I am gonna have to go into the debug menu. So, for us to get into debug, all you're gonna have to do is do the Control-Shift-C and then go bb.show hidden objects. We do have this skull-shaped gemstone, which I would be more than happy to add in here. But I'm also going to go back up to the cheat menu and I'm going to go bb.show live edit objects. So the debug menu has a lot of stuff. It is going to be probably hard for me to actually find the skulls. Found the sugar skulls. So there we have some of our sugar skulls in the little shelf up here. So this, I 100% believe, is just like Skeleta's family that she's brought with her. Back into our regularly scheduled content, shall we? So I'm gonna grab this, what is it? Wondrous wardrobe platform, and I am gonna put that in here as well. So I guess when people come in here and like hang out with her, she's like, hey, let me style you real quick. Okay, I kind of love this. It's kind of eclectic, but also like, I feel like this works. I feel like I was getting way too stressed out over nothing. I think this is fine. Let's just do the bathroom now with a fun transition. I kind of love this bathroom. I feel like if I had this bathroom in real life, I would be so happy. Skeleta's is probably my favorite out of everyone's, I'm not gonna lie. So we have Twyla's room and bathroom, which I think looks amazing. Then we have Viperina's room, which, oh my god, she's so slay for this. I do feel bad that we did add the snake skin on the walls, but I feel like we had to. We simply just had to. I do feel bad though. Then we've got Frankie's room, which is honestly kind of iconic, not gonna lie. And we've got Skeleta's room as well. I'm so happy with these rooms. Now that I've been able to look back at all these and I'm looking at them right now, I'm like, these are actually so good. Why did I do so well? Why did I actually kind of slay with these? Obviously, we still have 4 more dorms that we have to decorate as well. So if you would like to see a part 2, please let me know. Comment down below which of the rooms was your favorite. Make sure you subscribe to this channel as well so you can get updates on whenever I upload again. And yeah, by all means, chuck down in the comments who your favorite Monster High character is. If I did them today, I hope I did them justice. Please don't murder me if I didn't. I promise I'm trying my best. I am really happy with how the dorms have started to turn out, but I definitely want to come back in here and make sure I get all these different spaces done as well. These like shared spaces, and obviously we've got an entire floor of dorms to go. So keep an eye out for any uploads I do because I am definitely coming back here and we're definitely gonna deck out the entire dorm. We need to go back downstairs and do these shared spaces, and we need to go back to the top floor so we can do the other dorms as well. I don't know who's going to be in those dorms, and I'm really excited to find out. And then as well, if we're lucky, I might create a household with all these characters. I will say though, if I do create a household with these characters, please just know that I am refusing to use any custom content because my PC cannot take it anymore. I've got too much stuff on my PC, and Sims custom content eats at everything that I have. So I'm not going to do that to myself. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, besties!
Your pussy like this. Shake your body, don't stop, don't miss. Just do it now. Lick it good. Suck this pussy just like you should. Right now.